gonna go over here if the typical you guys can hear me. Can you all hear me? Um, but yeah, I just kind of want to say what's up. Definitely, I appreciate the support from all of you. Just as we uploaded 3 videos again. I must admit, I definitely enjoyed being back with all of you and just talking to you guys, man. Especially the interviews, just the one-on-one, pretty damn special. Not gonna lie, and Eric killed it out of the park. I mean, I don't think I could have asked for a better 2021 for number one interview, and he just destroyed it with the RSX, man. You can tell that he's very passionate, and for that, I definitely appreciate his time. And Oscar, who I haven't started the editing aspect of it, his coupe is very nice. And I'm gonna go through this little Civic coupe, the 6th gen Civic coupe thing. I would not interview anybody in that generation, and now I'm gonna be interviewing, I think, like 5 different people back to back to back. So if you guys don't like EK coupes, sorry, there's nothing I can do. We're gonna see a lot of EK coupes. Hola, primero Samuel, like always number one. Thank you, I appreciate it, Samuel, tuning in from Texas. What's up, Ani compa? Azulud, I know who you are. Elias, I completely butchered and forgot your name during the car meet, and so I do apologize, camarada. You know I love you, man. You're one of the most humble dudes that I've met through this journey, and I really appreciate you, man. What's up, BK Chris? How are you? And then Salute South Jersey supports, man. That's freaking dope. The fact that there's people from all over the states and in other parts. Some guy just DM me today from Uruguay, and it's like that's just surreal for me. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate all of you who are tuning in, and como siempre listo para el chisme a huevo, más puestos que un casetín. The Low Rider Culture, hello, my friend. Congratulations on 800 subscribers. Again, if you guys have an opportunity, not saying that you have to subscribe or that you just make you aware, check out the Low Rider Culture. That happens to be my brother, and he interviews lowrider builders, and he just hit 800 subscribers this week or something like that, and it's pretty amazing. So before I start going into the comment section, as usual, I want to begin by sharing some channels that I think you guys would benefit. Again, going back to the whole, you don't have to, but I think it's cool to just make you guys aware of the different channels that I subscribe to. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. So we'll begin with Blip Shift Apex. If you guys remember, we interviewed him on his very clean Nissan Sentra. I'm not sure what the chassis code is, but he also picked up a TSX, and that's been his daily driver. So I figured that it would be appropriate for you guys to see some of the stuff that he's up to. Super cool guy. His name is Juan, and I like the fact that everything he's doing, he's legit doing it here in his little, I guess, carport would be. In this specific video, he picked up a TSX, and he ended up going with the best budget BBK, so a big brake kit. And I think it's pretty cool because the BBK looks very aggressive, and again, he goes over parts very detailed. And look at that brake is huge. That's more than enough. And so I think that it's good to see that he's also, this is not, I'm not gonna say this is his first Honda, but this is as close as Honda he's been for a while. Obviously his pride and joy is the Nissan, and what that's my valuable life. And the wife's gonna be doing her exercises, and I gotta be doing this. But anyways, this central, which is pristine, given a look at his channel, Blip Shift Apex, and on top of a lot of tracking. So he actually does go in and record his track days, prep days, and then he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Really enjoy what he's up to. So that's the first channel. The second one is Bud TV. As we know, he was helping out a subscriber with the CRX. I haven't really seen all of the series, but I'm actually putting in work. He has been putting in the work despite the whole challenges of COVID. So he's actually one of the first guys that I saw that he was doing the interviews with the mask, and I just kind of been following his footsteps. So a lot of cool Honda stuff. You guys should definitely give him a uh, worth a look. And last time he went live with us, he's super chill guy. So um, definitely, Butt TV it's the place to be. The third channel is June's Mini Garage, and so for you guys that like crafts and arts and are very meticulous with little, uh, I don't know, just what you would call restoration scale projects. I think they're 1 in 24. Definitely June. June, my buddy June, he's been kicking ass. As you guys can tell, his channel's been blowing up, and the reason why is very, very simple. The attention to detail that he does, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, this guy does, like I said, unboxing, adds music, adds different angles. I mean, he's putting in so much work just to the edit, and I mean, he makes his own like powder look like carpet. He puts rust on this. Oh, he did this carbon fiber bag, which obviously doesn't come that way. He actually created something to make it look like carbon fiber. Again, talk about talent, talk about detail orientation. Seriously, guys, if you guys want to just kind of be wow by something, definitely check out June's Mini Garage. I have two cars. Oh, look, I made it 3,000, 2.9, 3,000. Yay! I never had that. And so I have a Type R Civic and an ITR, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to do it this detail. But anyways, definitely worth the shot. Now, I also want to do something different. Two of they're not YouTube pages, but I think it would be important for you guys to check it out. FTF Forever, that's Fitted Though Forever. I wanted to show you guys their blog, and pretty much wherever our buddy Alan, he's the one who runs it. Whenever he can make it out to an event, he will take some beautiful snaps, as you can tell. And this was the Enjoy Life Drive Slow Cars and Coffee that I did the video, and obviously he takes pictures of them. Not too much writing, but a lot of beautiful pictures, and so definitely worth you know a look if you guys want to get a little bit of motivation. I don't know, it just looks super proper, and so definitely worth the shot. And again, the blog. Let me go back so you can see it. The blog is Fitted Though Forever. Definitely worth a shot. And since we're talking about Enjoy Life Drive Slow, Enjoy Life Drive Slow is another Instagram page that is run by our buddy Alex, and he's the one that's been hosting the meets once a month for you guys that have been asking me. And he also has a blog, and so obviously he did his own Cars and Coffee, takes beautiful pictures. This Civic hatch is from our good buddy Hector Levario, and at the same time he also does mini series. And along with Easy, our buddy that has a YouTube channel, he which is this guy, they do a little bit of video. They're definitely shorter than what I do, but I think it's super cool that they take pictures and he lets the owners write on their own build. The latest one that he did was on these gorgeous EF hatch on M7s by our buddy Hugo. And Hugo, for those who may not know, that guy like hoards a whole bunch of Mugen parts, especially wheels. And so super nice clean EF hatch that he has. And so I just wanted to share all that. And let me go back here. And just so you guys understand that, I just kind of want to provide a little bit more awareness for other channels. I think it's pretty cool. I think that if major channels would do that and somebody was to promote automotive anatomy, it would feel very humbling and special and motivating to continue. The fact that somebody's noticing. So if you guys have some channels, feel free to send me a DM through Instagram at automotive anatomy, or just leave it in the comment section. I'm the one who checks for the comments, and we can go from there. Houston number one. That's right, Houston. Even though they cheated in the World Series, but I don't think you like baseball, so you're good. EK, F the world. I don't know about that, of course. You should know that. Our buddy Teto Media, like I mentioned last time, he does have a YouTube channel. He's green. EK is coming out very, very pretty. He says, según él, according to him, the only reason he has an interview is because he's waiting on a seat. But yeah, I don't know about that. I think he's lagging in on us now. Take your time. if we have health, we'll be here and we'll be patiently waiting. Good things come to those who wait, and so I'll be ready whenever you let me know, man. Hi, Mr. Jason. Thank you for the question. Have you ever thought of traveling to different states to do interviews? Yeah, I mean, that's definitely in the works. I had a few guys from Arizona reach out to me and say, hey, man, you should come out during the holiday break. As we know, I ended up getting sick, but that was part of my plan. My plan was to go out to Arizona. There was a guy with an Integra, and then there's the Hernandez father and son duo who have the father has AEG hatch and the son has a third gen Prelude, which I think is absolutely amazing. And that was going to be my goal, to reach out to them and say, hey, since I'm going to be in Arizona, I'm willing to drive 4 hours one way or another just to get a few interviews out there. Um, like I mentioned, right now with the whole COVID thing, I'm trying to kick back on the traveling. I definitely want to go up in the Bay and interview people. But yeah, man, that's definitely something that is in the works, man. That I really want to. I even want to go to different countries. One of them being Japan. I know for a fact is gonna happen. Sorry, I keep staring it down. I gotta look at the camera up there. One thing is gonna be that, yeah, I'm gonna try to reach out to Japan, and even if it's a huge language barrier, I think that's going to be an awesome experience, and we're going to be able to see what we can get out of it. But obviously, that's a long-term plan, and I know I have Mims Honda, our buddy from the UK, who hosts the biggest Honda meets and events and shows in the UK. He definitely said, "Hey, man, whenever you're ready, come out." Obviously, right now with things the way they are, but I can't. But that's another goal that I want, not just interview people, but be able to attend amazing, not just Honda, but any car in general events. So yeah, definitely appreciate the question, Jason. I think it would be cool because there's definitely been a lot of interest. And and to you guys, whoever you guys are out there, I'll tell you guys, if you guys are from a different state and you guys have been wanting to do, like, something the way I'm doing it, dude, I don't care. Copy the same style, make videos. I know that it will help me get motivated, because there's some dudes, that drive Accords that are so far away, and it'd be amazing if I was to come across a channel that is interviewing a core guy and I just get ideas. uh, the fight is not between, little channels, man. There's other things we should all be worried about. But yeah, just definitely in the works. Zermax. I'm gonna get an EM1. Yeah, man. Hopefully it's a good shape, because they're getting very, very expensive. Um, I just can't. I just picked up a sedan, 94 Accord. It passed MOG like flying colors. Like, even the guy was like, "When did you buy this car?" I was like, "Saturday." He goes, "Good car, man." He showed me the numbers, and my car is like super low and everything's like, "Yeah, it's perfect. It's very well taken care of, and the transmission smooth." I'm like, "Ah, awesome." So that manual transmission, he's like, "It's gonna last you a little bit." So I'm like, "Oh, that's much love. I appreciate it." And I don't know. I'm just very stoked, and I already got plans to ruin that car. Not engine wise, but suspension. But I was checking some of the components in the suspension, and it's pretty shot. So going back to you, if you end up getting an EM1, I mean, it's an older car. I mean, it's 25 years old, and 21 years old, and expect to pay 5K, 4K. I don't know what where you're at, but at least here in Cali, their prices are going through the roof, and they're very hard to find. Um, which actually brings that will come back. I'll answer a few more questions, but thank you for that question, because that actually brings me to the topic that I was going to talk about how cars are just shooting up in price because of mainly people on TV and on obviously YouTube in the automotive world, and how that's affecting the value of certain cars. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. But all I know is that shows like Magnus Walker that he's doing with, I don't know what the main channel, I think Haggerty. I'm not sure if it's, but Magnus Walker is a face for the next big thing. And so the next big thing, he's just showcasing different cars. We know that he's a Porsche fanatic, but now he's showing BMWs. He's showing these other type of cars. I think he was going to do a Viper. I haven't seen that video. But what really that's going to do, that's going to shut up the price on those cars. Hence the EM1. Obviously they're very rare. Bring your trailer. Everything going up in value, and on top of that, somebody like Obsessed Garage, who picked up an M1 and he overpaid. I would say, in my personal opinion, he definitely overpaid, but he seems to have the funds that he doesn't really care. Paying, I think it was plus 20,000 plus. He almost paid 25 for another one. So I can justify that, but that allows people that do have those EM1s or those, SI versions of Hondas to start raising up their prices. And I don't know, maybe it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. I have no idea, but that's actually the topic that I wanted to do. So Jesse, have you bought your EF SI hatch yet, bro? Just do it. Stay blessed, brother. Thank you, Jesse. No, man. I did definitely look at EFs. I definitely look at wagons. So hard to find, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with with a 90s Honda. I don't know if they're disappearing. I don't know if someone's hoarding them. I know Gina is hoarding all the EFs, but it was very difficult, man. It was very difficult to find some in decent condition, and the prices that they want is just kind of crazy. I just can't. I couldn't justify it, or maybe I'm just cheap, or maybe I didn't want it that bad. I've heard of people that go and spend so much money for a car, and it's like, damn, like you really pay four and a half for that car, but they wanted it, and at the end of the day, is if that's what they want, that's what they wanted. So kudos to them. What's up from Reading, Pennsylvania? Enrique Tamayo. And thank you. It's pretty crazy to have somebody from Pennsylvania, tune in, man. How's the weather over there? Here we had a beautiful, absolutely beautiful day. It was supposed to rain, but it didn't. And so I'm wearing a sweater, but I think it's like 70 degrees, man. So we're definitely happy where we're at. Our buddy Gene, he probably doesn't yell at his friends on the channel. For those who may not know, Gene goes to every single event. He knows the whole world, and he decided to put on his Instagram, "I like listening to Gus, even though he doesn't know what he's talking about." Still pretty funny. So there's a few people that reach out to me like, "Hey, someone, um, someone finally agrees with us," and so he opened up the gate for that one. But um, I don't know. I think it's pretty awesome that I have those relationship with some of you guys, and I don't know, it just brings a lot of joy to me to be able to see you guys at car meets and just interact with you guys, man. Like definitely, like Gene is one of my most favorite people to talk to, and I think that's freaking awesome that I'm able to do that and experience that and continue building uh, relationships with them. Now, as I'm sharing my screen now, I kind of wanted to just go over the car meet that we ended up attending. As some of you guys know, there was a few comments about the double mask because I was outside or whatever. I appreciate you guys' concern. Definitely, I'm not gonna put the mic as close, but it it's just precautionary. You won't understand till you go through it, and so I definitely don't want to miss more of these events. The last event that I attended before I got sick was actually this Cars and Coffee, and so I was able to attend again, and I definitely missed it. You don't realize how much you miss something till you don't have it, and so um, I'm gonna try to take care of myself. And the reason I'm on this video, I wanted to discuss this car right here, the Civic EA. I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite from the comment section. It seems like it was a favorite of others, and yeah, simple and less is now. I mean, and that goes to show you that it doesn't matter how much money you spend. I mean, you got the NSX on the side that I don't know how much the owner spent, and I think it's the same owner if I'm not mistaken, at least the same company, Genesis something. But it, yeah, sure, you can go faster than NSX, and it's pretty aggressive. But sometimes, as the Cars and Coffee host would say, enjoy live and drive slow. And so, um, love that Civic. Love what he did with the engine bay compartment, and they're going up in prices. And so, again, maybe that's a good thing now that they're getting older. You kind of want the right owners that actually will take care of it and appreciate it. Yeah. Old school Rob with his love for EF and anything under 92. I think because the 93 is too new for him, according to him. He's an old soul. Miguel Garcia, I've been subscribed for a while, and it's always good news when you have a new video out. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's good news for me too. I really enjoyed it. Like I mentioned to some of you guys already, I freaking enjoyed just listening to stories, and Eric killed it with the first interview in 2021. And the next stories, I think you guys are definitely going to be inspired by them, and not just the car, the way it looks, but just the personality of the people. There's been so many people that they feel embarrassed or they feel shy, and then they get in it and they're like, "Oh, you made it's cool. It's just a conversation. That's it, man. We're looking to motivate other people. I know it's motivating for me. Saturday I install Micolo Resident feels so smooth. Yeah, Samuel. Let us know how the BC coilover works out for your Prelude. He has a Prelude in this 20. It's swap. I mean, swap is turbo, and can't wait, man. Take pictures. You'll never take pictures because you need to move to Vegas. Nunca, never, man. I absolutely love Cali, man. Despite the political, whatever people idea of it or whatever the case may be, um, there's no other place that I would want to live. Maybe except the Pacific Northwest. That's the only other area in Cali that I could see myself living. New York is way too crowded for me. Pacific Northwest, it seems like people are very chill, they're very laid back, and I like that. I want to be part of that. I'll roll with you. Let's go to Japón. Gene, come on now. I don't make that much money like you. Uh, yeah, I mean, it will happen. I'm not saying it won't, um, but I think it will happen. It's just it, it's patience. It's patience, like everything. There's nothing in this life that you can't get. You just gotta work hard. You just take your time. Um, Sorry, Jose, compa. Thank you so much for making the time, man. I really appreciate it if you tune in for 2 seconds. But I really appreciate you guys just tuning in. Edson, anything about the speed, but the motion of the ocean. True. I mean, I think we forget about it, especially when builders like you guys that actually know what you guys are doing, not like myself. And then you start getting into the whole power mods, and you start pushing more power, more power. I think it does become. It gets to the point where now it's the car becomes uncomfortable, and I never want to get to that point. I think a car should be fun, but once you start pushing 6, 800, 900, then you can't even get seat time, unless you have a professional team with you. Then it just becomes like, so now what? Or the car keeps breaking, or it doesn't hook, and then actually when it does hook, it breaks. It's like, I don't know. I mean, to each its own, but to me, I think a sweet spot is something that it can definitely make more power, but at least is reliability. So when you take it to the drag strip, you take it to the I don't know, to a track, to an actual track, or any other type of events that you do, like rally that we did with the Acura RSX, at least it's reliable, and you know that it's gonna work. And every car's gonna break, obviously, especially when competing, but not to the point where, like, some of these projects can't even be at idle because they'll overheat. It's like, then what's the point on that? You over engineer a car that now is not serving a purpose, or is not as functional as you once thought. I think I agree with you, Rob. Old school don't need to spend hundreds of thousands on a car to have fun, but we forget that. I think, especially with the hype that Porsche and all these high end exotics have, um, we look at older budget cars and we think like, well, something's missing from there. And I've been part of that too. I'm not gonna deny. I'm not gonna act like I'm not. That was a big part when I was looking for my car. It was either a very high power, off the box, exotic looking, or aggressive looking, I should say, not exotic. Um, that's why I kind of wanted to lean towards the Evo, the STI, the M3, or the base Carrera 911, or go the whole opposite, which is a 90s car and very slow, but I didn't care as long as it looks nice, and I like the way it looks. And so, lucky for me, I ended up getting a 94, and it checks all my boxes, and I'm able to transfer some of the parts that I have in my garage, and I put them to good use. And obviously, along the way, I've met so many cool people that now I'm gonna be meeting up with one of them very soon. He's gonna help me out figure out this headlight situation. That one of the headlights that I have, the wiring is messed up, and so he's gonna be able to, troubleshoot it and see how that goes, and it's gonna make my beater look a little bit better. So just little things like that, man. That's why I really, really wanted an Accord, something out of Accords. I don't know. I really do like Accords. Don't get me wrong, I like all the other cars, but I guess it's just one of those things where you like what you like, and it's because that's what you know. It's not the car, as a driver. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, it's better to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. Definitely, and I've seen some amazing drivers as I continue to meet different people, and all I can say is that it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool to see the different level of skills and how they got to learn. I mean, some people don't ever go to the track; it's all canyon or street, and others go to the track like every single time, and they take pride in what they do. And definitely, man, the driver can make a huge difference. I mean, I've seen 5 to 10 second difference in the same car just by switching off the driver, and you're like, holy crap, that one driver was good, and all of a sudden the other guy shaved off 5 seconds on the first run. It's like, damn, like then there's different levels to that. And so um, definitely agree, man. Bogart Sandoval, Bogart. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you, man, for making time for us. Backdoor static. I think it depends on the purpose that you're looking for. I at this very moment in my life, I really like static, but I know if I get older, I think I just don't want to be slam all the time, and I want to be able to have that functionality of let me just air up a little bit, and then it's good. And then if the suspension is smooth, then why not? I do believe that there's some cars that definitely look proper bagged, the VIPs. But then when I see VIPs that are static, I'm super mad support, but I think ultimately comes down to what you want out of a car, and be okay with the pro and cons. Obviously, static, you can't adjust it on the fly, but you don't worry that a spring is gonna be leaking air, right? And so bag, you can adjust as much as you can, but then the bag goes out, then your day's kind of ruined unless you have a piece of tape or a piece of gum that you can slap on really quick and hope that it holds the air. So I think it depends on the model. Depends. I personally love static Civic EFs or anything old school. Honda, or just anything old school. Even BMWs, I like static. Although some BMWs or Beamers and wagons especially look amazing back. So it's all about the execution and where you're looking for. Um, if you're trying to do more performance driving and spirited driving, I personally would think that static would be the way. But with the technology that all these air, sorry, my wife's like yelling. She did her pound class, and so she was having a hard time getting into the class. Um, but with the technology that companies are creating, like Airlift, there's people that are going to the track no problem, and they're they're doing amazing. They're performing and they're bags, and you're like, what? Like, yeah. So um, it depends. I think what you want out of it. For me, I definitely love static. Again, as I get older, I think I'm definitely gonna maybe get a car that I would bag, and that would just it's smooth, and I don't have to go on an angle every single time, because that also gets tiring. Thank you for your question, I really appreciate it. Edson, yeah, I just got 2000 GSR. First thing is to get body looking clean, then clean up the engine just to look and last. Personally, I don't need nor want 500 horsepower. And there's some people that do want and they want that, and not necessarily just to brag about it, but because they like the power, they like doing pulls. I don't necessarily think that that horsepower, if you're actually using it at a track, you're not going to use it. But some people want that and they're able to do that and build it. More power to them. But I'm the same way. I feel like you know I don't know. For me, it's more about how you feel about in the car, and when you're driving, do you actually enjoy the way you're driving it and the way it's working, or if you're constantly fighting the car because it's so much faster than you are and powerful. And I don't know, I just it might seem out of place. But then again, I'm not a great driver by any means. I'm not trying to say that I am. um, but I think that some cars definitely have too much power for what they're using it, and maybe it's just bragging rights, and that's fine if that's for them. Rom, I haven't had any car payments since '03. That was definitely something I didn't want. I didn't want to have car payments. I have other goals in life at the moment. I think the next time I want a car payment, it'll be for like a 3-year thing, and it'll be for the 911. I think I talked myself into that already. But no, I'm here with you, man. And if you do have car payments, then let it be it. I mean, that we all have different lifestyles. That's just what works for me. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Doesn't mean that you have to do, stop doing what you're doing. I think it's whatever's appropriate for you. But I do really enjoy just driving older cars, and I don't know. I think it's a cool feeling to be okay with driving an older car, not having that sense of necessity to pick up a newer car, the newer car in the market. Especially when you can kind of tinker with the cars and keep them running a little bit longer, and if that sort of thing, then that's pretty cool. But um, if you guys have car payments. I'm not trying to say that you guys are wrong by any means. Rafa, Ralphie says, when do you want to pick up those sync bolts I have for you? I didn't know you have sync bolts for me. I mean, do you have a turbo for me as well? I'll pick it up. No, Cisco did tell me that you mentioned something, but I didn't know what came about that. Um, it's definitely something that I'll be glad to pick up. I'll talk to Francisco, see if it's something that it's gonna match. I don't want to take your sync bolts and all of a sudden they're gonna be different color. And I really appreciate you for taking part in the rejuvenation of Jackie and providing this. I think that that's what it's all about, man. You being able to, for those that may know, Ralph and myself, we go at least back in 2010 when I joined the forum, Honda Society, and he was already there for a long time. So he's a Honda head, a core coupe, and I have an Accord coupe, and so his car's always definitely been a car that I looked up to, and I really like what he's done to it for the past couple months, and so he went all out. Hopefully, down the road when things kind of clear up, we're gonna be able to have time to meet up and and get to know his story, which is gonna be a long one, just because he's been through that car through a lot, and I've been able to. I've honestly been through his build through it like 4 or 5 different times, the entire thing, reading it, and that car started a long time ago. It was a little bit rough, and now you wouldn't even recognize the car, and so I definitely appreciate the fact that he's put in that much um, attention to detail, even though he said he wasn't, but that's what he's been up to. But yeah, man, I'll reach out to Francisco, and if they match, I'll definitely stop by and pick him up, and we can work out a deal, man. I really appreciate you helping me out, and can't wait for you to start working on the caddy because you gotta start doing that. Thanks for your input. No problem, man. Thank you for asking. Just curiosity, what are you building and why static or bag? What is that? What is it that's going through your head right now? Obviously, when we ask that, is because we're trying to get different feedback. But let me know what kind of car are you building? What's the purpose? And budget as well. Budget is huge, so it's one of those things. So Ralph, why did you get a wagon for practicality? I wanted something manual, and there was only one manual wagon, and it was all the way by maybe like 45 minutes passing Bakersfield. So Bakersfield already was like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive for me. And honestly, I think the reason why I ended up getting this sedan, it was I've been looking for a daily, as you guys know, for a very long time, and I'm very picky. If I was just to look up Craigslist and put a cord, there would be a whole bunch of Accords, but I wanted a manual one, and I did. I was up for a wagon. Don't get me wrong. Especially with seeing some of the projects that some people in the past have done, I definitely was looking forward for a wagon. As far as practicality, I'm not really thinking so much about that. I think is I don't really need it. I don't have kids yet. Groceries, anything fits within the trunk. Even on my coupe, I've been able to get all the stuff that I need for the past 10 years in my coupe. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah, it is uncomfortable. But I just couldn't find a wagon that really fulfilled my needs. And I thought about automatics, but I was like, man, if I want to go get manual, I can take my time. Well, fast forward, my wife ended up picking up a different job, and she started this Monday. So last Friday, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna start a new job on Monday, so I'm gonna drop you off work very early, and then I'm gonna pick you up really late." I'm like, "Hell no, that's not gonna work out." Obviously, Jackie's in the shop and she's getting things done, and I was like, no, that's not gonna work out." So I kind of just said, let me look." And this Accord I had seen for like 3 weeks, but the guy had posted it on the auto parts section of Craigslist, not the cars, not the actual car and trucks. If not, I would have sold a long time ago. And I just kept eyeing it, and I was looking at E36 coupe. I was looking at BMW wagons. Um, I almost picked up a Forester. I mean, I definitely not necessarily for the practicality, more of the looks. I love wagon looking cars, and so the Forester was definitely one of them. The Accord, there was a few Accord fourth generations. I'm not really digging them too much, and so that's why I didn't pick one up. Um, but yeah, I think that uh, a wagon would have been cool. I like the sedan. I like what I think the parts that I have will look decent. Um, but I just couldn't find one that was manual. That's I think the biggest story. And I was in a crunch, and so I needed a car. I actually really needed a car, and this one came about, and I was like, doesn't matter if it's somewhat beat up, I'm still gonna pick it up and go from there. And it worked out. Seems like a great car. I'm really really enjoying it. Thanks for that question, man. Judging by your chat viewers, the only uh, am I not am I not the only Hispanic here? I'm Italian. No, I think the camaradas they like to come in and just BS because Gene is not Hispanic, but he's always on with the raza, so may as well he be another Hispanic. Um, but no, man, I think you bought a 130 horsepower. See, I was thinking about Gene. He's talking shit again. Think you bought a 130 horsepower Accord. You know what? It's great on gas. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't say anything since you swap B series to everything. Um, they're they're great cars, man. They're awesome cars. I'll take my four-door Accord over your four-door Integra any day of the week. But kind of sucks that your brake. Was it your master cylinder broke? Which one? The clutch one, right? I think that's the one that gave out. Kind of sucks, but they're getting old, man. It's an older car, and so um, it's things are gonna start breaking. So, but anyways, yeah, 130 horsepower, and that's not a good day, dude. That's like on a cold day. That's not a cold start. No turbo for you since it doesn't serve a purpose. Yeah. Turbo does serve a purpose for some stuff. Um, Manual swap is easy. Just did it on my 88 Civic LX sedan. Well, when you have the skill, the space, and the tools, anything's easy. I lack all three of those. I can take shit apart, but there's no way I'm gonna put it back together. I'll tell you that much. And if I put it back together, there's gonna be some bolts, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know where those came from, but uh, yeah, I definitely will definitely be digging into that. That's part of the reason why, like I said, I've been trying to save money as much as I can, man, to one day be able to have my own space. That's something that I've never been able to experience. I've had a garage, but it's been apartments, and so people are always very like, "Hey, you can't do this, can't do that." Even a simple, changing headlights or whatever. People would always be asking me like, "You can't be doing any mechanic work," and I'd be like, "I'm not doing mechanic work. I'm just changing the headlight." I'd be like, "Still," I'm like, so once I am able to have my space, hell yeah, man, I'll dig in. I'm one of those guys that I'm cool with if I break shit. At least I know that I tried in the process. But I'm more of a visual kind of guy. If somebody teaches me and shows me, okay, this is the way you do this, I'm gonna do it. But if you give me directions and just like here, I can't do that. I can't read a booklet. Even as simple as building a desk, my wife has to help me because she's like, the directions are there. I'm like, I'm not good at directions. Like, I put things backwards, and so that's definitely something that I do once I have a space, and I will be definitely be more than glad to be able to do a manual swap or just to start doing different things. I think a lot of us we break shit along the way, and that's how we learn, and then it becomes easy and you're like, oh, that's what I was so afraid of. That's how it is. I mean, to this day, I have some of my buddies who I work with asking me like, how hard is it to change brake pads? Not that difficult, but you need the tools. And even if you don't have the tools, then it becomes a mission, right? And so everything is easy once you get the idea, you have the tools, you have the space, and obviously you have somebody that mentors you, or you're just good, naturally talented. I'm talented at other things, but there's some stuff that I don't know how in the hell some people are able to figure out so easily, and so it's pretty amazing to be honest with you. I don't. It's not that I don't have that gift. I just haven't had the practice nor been around that environment to where I can be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what the problem is, and oh yeah, let me figure it out. I'll just take out your tools. We'll replace this in 2 seconds. It's different, especially since I am, I guess, the first one in my family who really dove into cars. Um, it's different. But once you start hanging out with different people and you have a space and people say, hey, bring it over, and then they give you a wrench and they say, hey, boom, this is you're gonna be working on your own car. We're gonna help you along the side, and that's the cool part. That's when you're able to experience, just working on cars. Gus bought another car. What? I must have missed it. What did you buy? I buy a '94 Accord. I still haven't done a video about it. I'm gonna do a video just kind of going over it. Um, just been busy with work. and then this week I just bought it, and so I needed to get it smog registered and all that good stuff. So I've been going to run those errands after work. So I've been getting home to like 4:30. So I have not had the time to go and go to the park and just kind of discuss the story behind it. I like to show you guys. I mean, I like to tell you guys what I'm up to. I haven't even posted on Instagram. I'm not. It's just that's not my style. But for me, it's more like I go in different stages and different people I want to let know what I'm up to. Because to me, social media is make believe, and so it's just there, but I have to live my own actual real life. So yeah, the car that I bought, like I said, is 94 Accord, and the reason why I say here is because there's 14 of you guys. I think when it's all said and done, it's about an average of 500 people that tune into these live sessions, even if they tune in for 2 minutes or the whole time. I feel like you guys are the most in touch and passionate about automotive anatomy, and for that I really thank you guys. So I feel like it's only fair for me to be transparent with you guys. However, there is a set of group of people that I try to, I guess, share all my car stuff first, and that's HondaSociety.com, the forum. Yesterday I spent about maybe like 35 minutes uploading the videos, I mean the pictures to Flickr, and then from there going to the forum, and I'll go right now so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. And those are the people that I really I like to share all my stuff first. It's a forum for all Accords, so it's all Accords, and so just to give us an idea, Honda Society 5th Gen. This is the last update that I did, and this is at my buddy Francisco Mata shop, and he's been sending me videos and pictures on all the progress. And then that's the new daily sedan 94 manual, and I'm already thinking about ruining it. I am gonna put them sevens on that one. I'm just gonna be waiting for suspension. I ended up here. I talk about it, and I ordered Fortunato coilovers 12K 10K, and those will be going on Jackie as soon as I get them. And then the setup that I have on Jackie, they'll be going on the daily. So I'm a huge fan of forums. I go on forums on specifically on Honda Society every single day, and I'm reading things from like 12 years ago. If the pictures work, I'm reading it. If the pictures don't work, it's kind of disappointing. But yeah, this is when I first started Honda Society in 2011. I did my uh, build thread, quote unquote. But I was lurking the website since I remember it was like May or June, maybe like June 2010, because I bought Jackie in May 5 de Mayo 2010. Yeah. So this is where I know some of the older heads, and yeah, I've been at this forum for a little bit now. Like I said, I absolutely love the old school style of reading. I'm not the best reader, and so when I post something, I try to watch my grammar, but not really, because I don't like to focus on every little detail. I just, okay, let me try to get my point across, so you guys can obviously see all the different things that I've talked about with this car. And it's been cool because a lot of the different things that I said I wanted to do, they're happening. I mean, I must have said them back in 2015, but now they're happening 5 years later. And I look back at these pictures and I'm like, damn, I'm so glad I never got rid of her. I'm so glad that, I guess, the idea of like, oh, now that you're done with school and you're making more money got into my head, and then ended up buying your car. This is when our buddy Daniel from Woodworks, he was off working off his garage. Now he has his shop. He replaced the engine. It was overheating and crazy stuff. So yeah, she's been through a lot of different stages, phases, and this is the forum, man. This is where I like to come and just start reading a lot of stuff from back in the day. And one of the things that I always see is that people they kind of quit on their builds, or for whatever reason they outgrow them, and that's perfectly fine. I don't want to be that guy who says I regret selling my first car. I think the only way I get rid of my first car is if, God forbid, it gets totaled, and then that was that. But no, I'm okay. I love my 95 Accord, and I'm perfectly fine. I'm a confident person to be driving around that car with my little tie, and I don't care if I run into high school classmates. I actually want them to think that I'm not doing so well based on my car, because that seems to be the idea nowadays in society. So I'm just like, I'll cruise in my little ass car, and I know my supervisor at work, he's a principal. He looked at me. He's like, "That's a nice car." I was like, "Yeah, man, appreciate it." I was like, "That's cool. You have your little hobby." What's wrong with Jackie? There was a lot of things wrong with it, Jackie. On the actual on the forum on the thread, I didn't go into detail because there's just so many typing. But um, yeah, shit, man, there was so much wrong with her. Francisco's been, like I said, he's been polite about it, but yeah, definitely. To start off, when I would put in reverse, the I thought it was a rear motor, and the engine would move, and that was kind of the big thing. I was like, okay, I might as well go manual swap because of the motor mount. No, just because I couldn't reach it. It turned out to be the front one that was very loose, so I think that was the reason why I was doing that. But the mount was, it was trash already. Um, it was leaking oil from the transmission and from the engine itself. And one of the major things that Francisco did spend his time on was fixing the shock tower, and I'll share with you guys. Um, the tower, I shared it last time. I shared it last time, but the tower is really messed up. He smoothed that out, and he fixed some of those things. Um, what else did he do? He's just sending me updates, man. There's quite a bit of things. The control arm was hitting, and so shaved off part of it. I didn't know about that. You know, just a lot of things. Power steering pump needed to be replaced. The brakes. I guess they had a lot of air on the system, even though I thought I did a pretty good job. I did it even with somebody else bleeding the system, and little things like that, man. That I was like, damn. And even then, the radio still a rat's nets in the back. So there's still going to be a lot of different things, but I'm taking my time. I think I just really want a nice little refresh. So all the seals are going to be replaced, and then all of a sudden the engine bay is going to be close to paint match to the exterior, and um, just enjoy it. That's pretty much it. What's up, Alex? I appreciate you for coming through, man. Keep a stock, freshen up with OEM new parts. The daily or the Jackie, because none of them are gonna get that treatment. I'm already thinking about lowering the daily because it's gonna look so good on M7s. I don't know. That's just my idea. And Jackie, yeah, she did receive as many red tags as possible. My buddy Francisco was able to help me kind of source some of those things. There's still a lot of parts that I personally am not willing to pay for that specific OEM tag. Um, I don't know. That's just my personality. I got other priorities in life, not just spend it on a 95 Honda Accord. I like to admit, I don't even want to think about how much I spent on that car. I mean, I don't even know. Spent way too much money, honestly. It's probably not a good thing, but it makes me happy, and that's all that matters. Rafa, I need to update my thread as well, but I'm so far behind on updates. One thing that I do look forward to is that you actually write a lot. So whenever you update, I'm like, all right, let's get some coffee because it's just gonna take a long time. But you actually go into detail, and I really like that. So, yeah, you need to update it, man. I think there's only like 5 people updating that thread, but that at least keeping that forum alive. But whenever the updates come, they're good, and I'm happy to do it old school. It's easy to just snap a picture on Instagram and post it and get a couple likes, but I really just want to keep the forums alive, especially Honda Society. I also write way too much, and that takes most of the time being descriptive. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I don't hold up into every little descriptive word. I just kind of want to get the message across and then kind of move on to the next platform. And so, yeah, that's what we differentiate, and that's why you build more quality shit than I do. What is the forum called? Sorry, I missed it. HondaSociety.com. HondaSociety.com. It's all Honda Accords. HondaSociety.com. Yeah, it's all Honda's Accords. But uh, if you have Accords, you should definitely give it a try, especially the older cars. Show them the IBAC thread. I don't know which one the IBAC thread is. There's so many threads, and I'm not specifically sure which one you're discussing right now, but I'm sure it's a good one. Let's see. Durag, what's up, my guy? When are you going to do some content on the third gen Preludes? They are almost extinct. Honestly, yeah, they're almost extinct. Like I mentioned before, there was this guy in Arizona. He drives a third gen Prelude, and I really wanted to go and meet up with him and interview him, but I got sick, and so I wasn't able to travel. Well, that's fine. We'll we'll definitely know. We'll definitely try to reach out. I personally don't know anybody in Southern California that has a third gen Prelude. But if any of you guys do, then let me know. Or if any of you guys, can kind of guide me a certain place in Cali, I'll be definitely down. I like those. I like that generation a lot. And yeah, man, they're non-existent, sadly. Thank you for that question, man. Jose, I got lucky with my 98 Civic sedan. I got it for $900. Everything was strong, just to had to replace the cat converter. Only thing is that the chotas always stop me expecting for it to be stolen. Don't steal things. Um, yeah, man, I think that's another reason why people kind of graduate from the Honda scene, is because they find themselves being 30, 40, in Gene's case, 65 or 70. How old that guy's old? I don't know how old he is. He's probably like 80. And they find themselves now wanting the attention or the stigma behind driving a Honda. Obviously, we know in the Honda community, we know that there's uh, individuals that treat their cars with respect and their cars show it. They're very clean and they're not going to be drag racing or doing stupid things in traffic. Um, but cops, not every single officer is aware of that or doesn't know much about it, and so they expect a Honda be a 16-year-old, and so you know pull somebody over. It's like, I'm 35, sir. Like, I just like old school Hondas, and it's one of those things that I don't know, man. Just keep the cars clean, stay safe, and we're gonna have to deal with that. Let's be legitimate. A guy in a Porsche is most likely not gonna get pulled over the guy in the Honda, even if you're doing what you're supposed to. They're still gonna want to mess with you because there's a stigma that Hondas are cheaper or whatever. I have no idea, man, but that seems to be the case nonstop. I don't know. They stole my battery not so long ago. Had to get hood pins. Yeah, man. People are stealing left and right. That's something that has always been in the back of my head. It's scary, but for lack of a better word, there's a whole bunch of lowlifes out there that's how they make their living, and it's disgusting and embarrassing, but it happens, and I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame to say. Be honest with you. Rob says, I'm 41. Gene's older than me. Dude, you're a teenager compared to Gene. Gene's freaking old. Like, he'll be standing and everything's cracking. He's not even moving and things crack. Like, Gene, what was that? It's like, oh, don't worry about it. Nah, I'm matched up to Gene. Gene is an OG, man. He's such a cool guy. Yeah, I got about like 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. And I just want to say thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate you guys for just tuning in and sharing, questioning. It's cool. It's this is what I like to do these lives for. What is the best wheel size for a Grand Civic or EF2? What is the best wheel size? I don't know. What is it, like 16 by 8 or 16 by 8.5? I think it's 16 by 8, right? Plus 30 something. You Honda Civic heads, you guys should know that. Um, depends on what you're looking at, especially the type of wheels that you're trying to look at. And I mean, 16 by 7 to 8.5, I'm gonna say, and depends on the style of wheel that you're looking to get. And obviously, if you're going for a very stancy or for a track orientated, I know 16 by 7.5 to 8 to 25/45. A lot of people rock that on the tire, and it looks beefy, it looks meaty, it tucks under, and I think it's pretty cool. Samuel, I'm 41. Welcome to the era of the 79. Shit, 41. Man, you guys are old. I'm just kidding. Nah, I think the 40s are the new 20s, no? Something like that. I don't know who says that. People lie, but they're stealing catalytic converter like crazy, homie. They're stealing cars here like crazy. Our good buddy just got their sedan stolen. They don't just go for the catalytic converter, man. Cali, that's a sad part. Rob offering some answers. 15 by 7, 38 for EFs. 15, 16s, they rock pretty well. But yeah, it's around that 7 to 8.5, if I'm not mistaken, or 8, and that 38, 35 to 38 offset looks proper. And then obviously Toledo offers 15 by 8. So it seems like 15s. Samuel, who's just guessing. I know you're just guessing, Samuel. Don't lie. You have a Prelude. You don't have any EF. 15 by 7. And then Benjamin, who I know he's building his EF. 15 by 8 is the best with look and handling. So there you go. Answer to your question: 15 by 8, maybe 35, 38 offset, and I'm thinking 225, 45 on the tire, but I don't know. Us Honda guys get back bad flag because most of the young guys got into the Honda. Doesn't respect the history. We're not righteous. They didn't get. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's kind of crazy, but as we're gonna keep getting the heat. Now I see a Mustang, a G35, a Challenger, a Charger, a BMW all clapped out, and I'm like, those are the guys you need to be pulling over. But nope, they're still gonna go after the Hondas because apparently we can do the takeovers with front wheel drive. Yeah, Ralph, I'll look for it later, and then I'll probably show you some at some later time when you guys all showed up with all your cars. There was like 15 of you guys, huh? Good times. And then I'll finish it with these last 3 comments. I have an 1981 Honda Civic Twin Carb D15 non VTEC, but I do have time. I do time attack, but it's still slow. Who cares, man? As long as you're having fun. Honestly, like power is overrated to certain things and for certain aspects. And if you're having fun, if you're pushing the limits to that car, and obviously, and in your head you're like, damn, VTEC should have kicked in there, but you don't have it, then maybe eventually, if you're able to, maybe you can. If you become a better driver and you think that you have graduated from the power of the car, then maybe add additional things to it. But honestly, a lot of us, including myself, the D series would be more than enough as you're starting. So, Rob offers tire sizes 195/50 if you're lowered. So you guys know, you guys think. So it's 15 by 8. I thought it was 16. But there you go. Go figure. Just drop by to say a core gang. Hell yeah. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, man. I definitely a core gang over anything. Tell that to your grandma. Tell that to your buddies. Tell that to your neighbors. A core gang over Civic, Integra gang every day of the week. So, anyways, just to give you guys a scoop, what's coming up this week? I will be doing the video for Oscar, the Civic Coupe. I'm gonna be editing it, so that's coming up. I will be doing like a walk around, just talking, mumbling to myself again about the new daily and the story behind it. Because I don't know, I think it was a pretty cool story. Just to be able to get that car, and now that it paused, I'll show the picture of the Smog. It kicked ass, man. It's such a good car. And let me see. I should be interviewing one person this weekend or two, and then again, my buddy's gonna be helping me out with the headlight thing. So hopefully, I can get a little bit of videos of that. And then I'm gonna do a wash and talk. My wife's Accord engine bay because it was really dirty. You can't. I didn't really get a good angle just because it's a GoPro, but I don't know. It looks clean, and just to share my thoughts on that type of videos. I haven't done in a while, so I'll be doing that as well. That video just requires me to do the voiceover, so I might do it today. And then Benjamin, learn how to drive your slow car fast, then make your car faster. Way to go, bro. That's right. That's the car sometimes is much faster than you, but we're caught up on the whole let's build power instead of focusing us as the drivers. I'm definitely guilty of that, man. I leave it in reverse at first, so they try to steer. They're not gonna take it out of gear, and it'll make a bunch of noise when the kick trying to go. Yeah, honestly, you can do whatever you want. Try to just preserve it. It's gonna be difficult, man. I've heard of on the forum on HondaSociety.com, we've come across threads of buddies who kind of get demotivated, and the guy was like, I just literally went to the grocery store, came back, I forgot my wallet. It's like I walked to the store, I walked around the first couple aisles. I'm like, oh crap, my wallet. How am I supposed to pay this? It's like no more than 5 minutes. I come back and my car was gone. And then he found it a couple weeks later and it was completely stripped. So he was like, that's the reason why I'm getting out of the game. And then when some of the members were like, hey man, we'll shoot you parts. We have parts we have laying around. I think at the time I was gonna I DM him and I say, hey man, I have extra set of mud flaps. I'm like, I can ship them to you. and he just responded, in the thread. He's like, "Hey, thanks to all of you guys for reaching out, but nah, man, this is demotivating. I don't want to go through this again. So I'm gonna let go of the Accord. I'm gonna move to a newer platform." And that was that. But my pleasure. Thank you guys. I'm very humble for you guys to just kick it with me, even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is. I really appreciate it. All of you from Pennsylvania, Texas, Canada, and all these different parts of the world, Long Beach, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.